Hello and welcome to Platinum Politics. I'm your host Mace, and today we have a pretty chill debate relatively. This is actually a continuation of the previous impromptu debate. The conversation kind of kept going on. One of our server members, Austin, actually just decided to keep making edgy jokes, and then that somehow spiraled to a slightly more serious debate about the death penalty. And I think it turned into a pretty decent discussion debate kind of thing. I figured it was at least worth it to show you. Link to the server down in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, here's today's impromptu debate.
Here's a debate. Should we or should we not do as Denmark did after the World War, build some sheds, put fascists in them, and shoot them?
Wait, what?
Yeah, we did that.
No, I'm sorry, I actually didn't hear you. What?
We, after the war, right, we built some sheds along the country road every now and then. We put fascists inside of them, and we shot them.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did that a lot, actually. Well, it was only...
A lot, yes, I agree. We did that a lot, and it's really fucked up.
We did it like over 40 times. Most people got a prison sentence, or we just gave them to the Americans or the Soviets, and then whatever happened.
Right.
I mean, at the time, I can probably excuse it because we had literally abolished death sentence way before World War II, but we brought it back simply because we had fucking treason committing pigs who had contributed to God knows how many deaths of their fellow countrymen. I can kind of get behind why we wanted to shoot some of them.
Yeah, I still think that's a war crime.
I mean, is it though?
Hang on, can I I'll be right back.
That's low-key a good debate topic. Should we or should we not execute people at a certain point? Where do we draw the line?
Not during times of war. No, just no. What the fuck? Anyway, I'll be right back. We can continue this convo in a second.
Yeah. So, like, where do we draw the line between prison sentence and shoot him? Genuine topic. This is good. Let's do this. I do think that after the Second World War, where we kind of did execute, I forgot the exact number, but a certain 2-digit number of Nazis and various treasonists, whatever. I think that was a good thing, because how the fuck do you even want a guy who caused the death of countless fellow countrymen just because of race or whatever, and just will betrayed their country? Why would you want them living anymore? And I think therefore it was a good thing.
Well, I mean, again, I feel like that could apply to a lot of people who just haven't had the means to do it.
Yeah, and them having the means to do it and doing it is wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But, like, if we're talking about, like, those who were in power that did it, sure. I think that an argument could be made for that. But if we're talking, like, the standard countrymen who weren't involved necessarily in
but we didn't do that. We didn't execute people for just being slightly involved.
No, we executed soldiers for we executed soldiers.
I'm talking about, when I say we, I'm talking about the Danish government specifically. The people we executed were people who had a say in what was happening and actually had the power to do it and did it. We executed them. Soldiers, prison sentences are given to the Americans. A lot of people who actually had the power were also just given prison sentences. It was actually not a very large.
Okay, wait, hold on. You cut out for me because I had to get off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Anyway. Can you repeat what you said?
I said, like, even then, we, the people we executed, when I say we, I'm talking about the Danes, it was primarily people, well, pretty much only people who had a say in who did the stuff.
Well, I mean, like, so, I'm pretty sure we did more than just them. It was pretty much anyone who engaged, like, we did this to multiple different soldiers. Like, this happened throughout a lot of different times. Where it wasn't even recorded necessarily every time, but it was a thing that constantly happened. I remember even there was a story of a Jewish guy who literally executed a bunch of Nazi soldiers, and they were like, oh, well, I guess that happened, now we just gotta keep going.
I mean, yeah, we kind of had Americans who just kind of continued fighting after the surrender. Suboptimal.
Well, it's not. It wasn't continued fighting. They were prisoners. They were prisoners. He was supposed to take them back to back to prison. Instead, he just went out, shots fired, came back with none of them, and it was like, shit. Well, I mean, we need him, so I guess we gotta go, because the war's still going on, so I guess we're doing it. So just live and let live. Well, sorry, I guess live and let live.
I don't know if you heard it, but when I mentioned that, like, when I'm saying we, I'm talking about Denmark only, because I'm Danish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm from America, so I thought we were talking about, in general, allies.
Yeah. No, the executions in Denmark was primarily. I can probably pull up the. I haven't looked into who. There probably are names here and there, but there was a debate recently that people wanted the names of the executed on the places they were executed, and I don't agree with that. I think they are swine, and we should forget they ever existed because they don't deserve our remembrance. We should remember that we killed these people and they existed, and we fucking hate them. Their names are not important, and this is probably the nationalism speaking. Someone who tried to literally cause the end of my country. I tend to not really like that guy.
Well, the point of the matter is it's important to know who they were so we can understand the commonalities that led to them down these routes. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So we can better understand and then better prepare so that we do not have this continue to happen, so that this doesn't happen again. If we understand the patterns, we understand. But I guess you definitely don't need their names in order to do that. But
yeah, I know
it just
that.
feels.
We remember that they. That's what I'm saying. Like we should remember that they existed and what they did and what caused them to do it. But we don't need to remember them as people, because here's the thing. That's kind of the same reason as when they killed Osama bin Laden. I know this sounds really unrelated. When they killed Osama bin Laden, they just
It's not unrelated.
Because they just dropped him in the ocean because they didn't want his burial site to be a place that like well, not Muslims. I don't like to associate Muslims with terrorists. But
I think you mean judge. I think you mean
just jihadi
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. You wouldn't want his burial site to be a place of remembrance in a positive way towards him. Same way as I wouldn't want the people we executed for extreme fucking crimes against our
just
country.
say terrorists. Just say terrorists.
Terrorists. I wouldn't want them remembered at their place of execution because that will just mean that it is a spot they're gonna use for fucking hiling the guy. And we shouldn't give them the opportunity for doing that. And like, I get that the families of the executed, but kinda want it. But then again, why the fuck do they apparently not feel shame that this person existed?
Well, hold on. Wait. Okay. Now that you brought family into this is a different story altogether.
No, the families of the executed want their names on the plates, and I still agree. And I still disagree.
Okay, names on the plates, like maybe, but like I feel like that's a very like I understand why they would want why technically in some cases like, you got to be understanding these are still family members. You could still have the most evil person in the world. You still grew up with this person. You're still gonna
but they didn't
feel bad when they're gone. Okay, I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm just saying it's understandable why a family member would want that.
No, I can see where they're coming from, but the other issue is that
I'm not saying we should do it though. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying, like, come on, like, let's be real here. There's an understandable reason why a family member would want that.
I know there's reasons for that we should do it, but the reasons we shouldn't just outweigh them.
Of course. I don't disagree. I'm just saying. I just want to make the point that, like, it's a family member. Okay, let's be realistic here. These people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
Like I here's the thing. Let's just be me being autistic as fuck. Like I had a family member who was a high-ranking SS official. He kept his Luger, and it would have been really cool if I could keep that Luger. But that's just because I'm a gun nerd. I'm so glad the guy's dead.
But hey, a gun is a gun.
Gun is gun. Like cool historical firearm is cool historical firearm. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
But yeah, I feel like the reasons people advocate for what's it called, a death sentence, and also the people they want to receive it, heavily debates on their views, honestly.
Yeah, for me, it's the idea that like I'm just not comfortable with the death sentence because one, there's no real humane way to do it. Two, there's always the chance that we get the wrong guy. Like that just happens way too often for me to ever feel comfortable with doing the death sentence.
Yeah, that's
it just
why
happens.
Like, that's why I'm talking about like fucking undeniable. Like I'm talking about the people where you could literally do it without a trial. And it would still be just, definitely guilty.
But that would be lynching. You need a trial. It has to be going through the due process.
No, but like what I'm saying is like if we caught Hitler alive, it would be pretty fair to say, safe to say we could probably just kill the guy without a trial, or we could do what the Soviets wanted.
No, I would still want the trial because I want it to be public.
It would be really funny.
And also, again, I believe in due process. We have to go through the process. Otherwise, you justify lynchings for people, regardless of whether or not they're guilty or not.
Actually, I feel like, honestly, here's the thing about Hitler. I low-key...
It's about checks and balances.
I low-key feel like, just a fun thing here. I low-key feel like the Soviets' option of putting him in a fucking zoo would be better than killing him.
Putting him in a what?
Oh, you didn't know that? So, like, The
No, no, no,
Soviets
I
actually,
didn't hear. I wasn't paying enough attention. What?
the Soviets unironically debated like if they got him alive, putting him in a public zoo as an animal.
A public suit.
No, a zoo park where you show off animals like monkeys and elephants in cages.
Oh, a zoo. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
They
Now I
wanted to
get
do
it.
that
Now
with
I get it.
Hitler.
At first, I was like so confused. Like, wait, what?
No,
Oh,
they
okay.
wanted to
Zoo,
do that
okay.
with Hitler, which is kind of funny. And I could get behind that.
Yeah, that's just torture. I'm not really in favor of that.
Yeah, but it's Hitler though.
I don't care if it's Hitler. That's just all, like, just no. I don't believe in that kind of thing. I'm a big fan of checks and balances. I believe in things like
Yeah, I get
human
that, but
treatment of human beings, even ones that are pure evil.
I get
think at
that,
one
but
point, like, you
is
should,
Hitler
like-
a human being? Was Hitler really a human being though?
Yes.
Like, no, I don't
Yes,
think so.
he was a human being. All human beings are capable of doing things that he did. Yes.
Yeah, but
It's
we
important
don't,
to
though.
acknowledge that so that we can better prepare. Because the more you make him out to be a myth, the more powerful his image becomes.
No,
It's
I'm not
important to
saying he was a
understand
myth, I'm
that he was a
saying he-
human being. That he was a human being. So
I
that
don't
anyone
really
is
think-
capable of that.
What I'm just saying is like punishment that fitting of the crime is also a thing.
I don't deny that. I don't deny that.
I feel like a public zoo after doing what he did. It's funny and it kind of fits. Like,
I don't think that would actually play out as well as you think it would.
I mean, I can't really see what the outcome would even be. I mean, he would be there. We'd still make the same history books about him. We'd still remember him in the same way. He just happened to die in a Soviet zoo or something.
Oh yeah? Wait, how would that look? Like, oh, we put him in a cage for people to look at? Like, that's it?
I mean, in my eyes, it would be like people would read that and say like, "Damn, people really didn't like Nazis. Maybe being a Nazi isn't a very good idea."
I don't think putting
Instead
him in a
of, like-
public zoo would do much good. It doesn't really address any of the heinous shit. I think we would get the point across by just having him executed.
Yeah, I guess. But like, what I'm saying is, they would still. I'm
Also,
not
it's
saying
way
that by
cheaper.
putting. Oh yeah, it is cheaper. You're right. Actually, hold on.
Yeah, you're talking about
Yeah.
feeding a guy, housing a guy. You can't
We're
just like
actually-
straight up leave him in
Now that,
deterioration.
now that
Like,
you
no.
mention it, now that you mention it, we're talking about spending money to take care of Hitler.
Yeah,
Hold on,
exactly.
you're right.
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
it's
hold
better
on.
to just do the execution.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, my bad. You bring a good point there.
Yeah, if we're talking like serious people that anyone can identify as the culprit, that's
Yeah.
it's that fucking obvious. Yeah.
This whole
yeah.
zoo thing.
This is
Made me
like
completely
the
forget that
one threshold. Like when you count for that many fucking people harmed, that yeah, like there's too much surmountable evidence, like unbelievable amounts of evidence. Then yeah, you definitely can do the death penalty at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, like, people are trying to push the death penalty for Luigi Mangione in my country. So it's like,
Yeah, that's not
like-
optimal.
at worst, what he did was pretty much just murder.
Yeah,
which,
it's literally.
In my
just a
opinion, doesn't
regular
necessarily
murder.
deserve the death penalty.
No, a normal murder doesn't deserve the death penalty. I don't think that either.
Well, it depends on what state you live in, but still.
Yeah, I know, but just in general,
And
I
I
don't
know, I
think
know,
that we
I
should
know.
punish it that way.
I don't
'cause,
think either. I don't think that either.
I can
It just,
like
like for reasons we've already stated. We've already gone over those reasons.
yeah. Anyway,
Thank you for watching that video. I know it was a chill one, nothing too heated, nothing too exciting, but I hope you got something out of it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to come and debate. Come be part of the Discord server, link down in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, I have nothing else for you.